What's good, you guys? Welcome to the 4th episode of the OTB podcast. How are y'all doing today?
Good.
How about you?
I'm good. You know what? I'm actually thankful that you asked me that, because for the past 3 episodes, no one asked me that bad.
No problem.
We apologize.
Someone had to do. I was waiting, when you guys would do that to me, but we have a lot of stuff to cover today. First is the Vince Carter documentary. We all watched it this weekend. How do you guys think about it? It's pretty interesting.
It wasn't anything new, but it was definitely just interesting to watch.
Did you guys learn anything new about the legend himself?
I did actually. I think a lot of people knew this, but I didn't know it. It was what happened with the draft. I didn't know that he was actually traded for Antoine Jameson, and he was originally drafted by the Warriors. I actually didn't know that.
I never knew he owned nightclubs. That's really the only thing I never knew.
I don't really know that either, but
yeah, it's hilarious.
I wish they had talked.
That's still an important part of his legacy, though, according to the documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Because it kind of developed the culture of Toronto, bringing that basketball culture in.
Yeah.
That was just really interesting.
That shift away from hockey to basketball.
I do wish they talked a little more about his game, and also I wish they talked a little bit more about what caused them to leave the Raptors. They summarized it really well, but I wish they had gone in a little more in depth. I understand that the documentary was about more of the culture aspect of Vince Carter, but I feel like it was an hour-long documentary. You could include a little bit more about his game and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
It was called The Carter Effect, not The Last Dance of the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, that is true. Maybe they had a different look on what they wanted to do.
Well, yeah, that was just really interesting. Just watching Vince's impact on Toronto, just the culture that he brought there. Basketball's massive.
Oh yeah, by the way, the documentary is called The Carter Effects. If you want to watch it before you listen to the podcast, you can do that.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, and just rewatching his dunks was really amazing. Just remembering that 2000s. Obviously, I never saw it growing up, but YouTube has my back. So just rewatching that was just really cool. The dunks, that's even impressive to this day.
And he even
I feel the drawback of the I feel the drawback of the documentary had was, it kind of lacked diving into the on-court battles the Raptors had with Vince Carter, the infamous sweep by LeBron in the playoffs. When was that again? Got 2018.
Wait, what?
Somewhere around there.
What?
No, wait, hold up.
What? I think you got your history wrong, buddy.
Well, he wasn't on the Raptors in 2018.
No. When was this, dude?
2018.
2000 and
You're lost in Washington right now.
When LeBron was destroying the Raptors, it was back when DeRozan, Lowry, and those people were on there.
Yeah.
I'm talking about I forgot what it was, dude. Whatever, carry on from that thought. That was just weird. It's a weird kicking ass.
LeBron entered the league in 2003, so I don't know, and Vince Carter, his prime was kind of, a little bit before that, I would say, but...
I mean, not really. He was still good with the Nets.
He was still good, but
In 2004, right?
When LeBron was playing, he was still on the Raptors until 2004, so, I wouldn't say he was past his prime. Him and Jason Kidd, still a good team.
Yeah.
Back then.
Oh, actually, no, that's kind of... I'll talk about it later.
Well, you guys think the documentary touched on the animosity towards Vince when he chose to leave Toronto? You think they touched on that as much as
they could have done a better job talking about it.
Because you guys heard about the whole university situation, how he wanted to graduate, right?
Yeah.
I don't see what's wrong with what he did.
I really don't. Yeah, I agree. I as long as you put, you go to training, you do all this stuff before. It said he showed up 5 hours before the game. You know what I mean?
I had no problem with his decision.
It's not
What
like
I
he
had a
was
problem
late or
with
anything.
Was like I had a problem with his comments towards it. Like,
Yeah.
when
I
he
don't
came
want to
out-
dunk anymore.
what was that?
The famous quote.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
it
want
was
to
like
dunk anymore.
yeah.
Well, yeah, and also during that interview when he came back from Chapel, he was like, they're talking about how this
Oh, yeah,
is
he
the
was like-
biggest game of Toronto franchise history, and he was just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And that just didn't feel right with me. That just didn't sit well. But other than that, I disrespect his decision.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, he just missed the shot. That I don't think that had anything to do with him going.
I don't. As he didn't miss any games, he didn't miss any practices or anything. So I don't see what the problem is. It's a big part of
You think he would
your
have
life.
won a ring if he stayed in Toronto?
Probably.
I think if him and T-Mac stayed in Toronto, then they had a chance.
But
Maybe him and T-Mac
the
stayed,
documentary
but we all know
did
that
touch
wasn't
up on
gonna
how the Raptors did make some bad hires, front office wise, and he didn't agree with that. So I do think that it would have been slightly on the decline, mostly because just yeah.
I mean, what if Vince Carter stayed when Chris Bosh was? Well, he was. He played 1 year with Chris Bosh, but that's when they moved on from him. Unfortunately, he had to go with the Nets, so we never actually saw the full potential of Vince Carter and Chris Bosh together in Toronto. Who knows? Maybe that could have been an exciting duo. They could have gone somewhere, but yeah, just a cool what if. Speaking of what ifs, you wanna go into it, Vikram?
Oh, before we do that, I just want to talk about a little bit more about like the culture aspect of Vince Carter. I didn't know that, but like Vince Carter, like shoe wise, was doing better than MJ. The documentary talked about
that was
how
interesting to hear about.
yeah, the documentary talked about how they just had MJ's shoes just sitting there,
And
then
before Vince Carter, like people wouldn't line up at stores, or like they wouldn't have people lining up at stores for a while.
that was something that I didn't know.
I mean, think about it though, it kind of makes sense, right? Because like he was the first like Canadian basketball player icon for the country. Because before all that, it was just all Canadian stereotypes of like hockey and all that. It kind of like adds up to why like his shoe was selling more than Jordan, right?
He brought basketball to the country.
Yeah, but
But
MJ had a specific brand to him, you know, with the whole Air Jordan stuff like that. It said that Vince Carter, he like jumped around from brand to brand to brand, which I think is kind of interesting. But yeah, I didn't know that people lined up for Vince Carter shoes before MJ shoes. I didn't really know that, but I think that was kind of interesting.
They did call Air Canada for a reason.
Yeah. So what does Vince Carter wear right now? Is he still signed to like a deal or something?
I mean, probably not.
Probably not, but like
I wouldn't buy any Vince Carter shoes anymore. Just saying.
if you guys could buy a shoe, would you buy like Kobe's, LeBron's? What would you buy?
Jordans.
I'd probably
Jordans.
I'd probably buy some J's.
Jordan.
I'd probably buy some J's. Yeah. I don't know.
I'll buy some Nowitzki.
The Kyries are nice though.
They're nice, but
Kyrie looks pretty.
aren't the ankles on those kind of low though? I haven't seen them in a while.
I don't mind it honestly.
Actually, in honor of Kobe, I'll buy some Kobe's.
I know for sure none of us are gonna buy Big Baller Brand shoes, dude. Freaking Lonzo Ball, when he was wearing Big Baller Brand shoes, he had to change them out like every quarter because they would just break down on him. That's so crazy. They're like $500 shoes, dude. Way too overpriced. But I'm getting off topic.
The amount of injuries they cause too. Like,
Yeah.
Lonzo confessed to that.
Yeah.
That
Oh my gosh.
Big Baller Brand shoe just caused so many injuries.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next segment. Inside the mind of Kendrick Perkins. Yo, you guys excited or something?
We're so excited.
So excited.
Very
right now.
excited. for
I
this
love
segment.
Kendrick.
Highly excited.
Don't worry, the background music's gonna make it like way more excited. It's gonna make you guys sound way more into it. But the first question is, according to Kendrick Perkins, Harden is a better player than Curry.
Oh my gosh. Dude.
Agree or disagree?
Wax.
Disagree.
That's
Whack.
Facts are whack. Facts are whack. Inside the mind.
So what do we
Inside
say?
the mind.
We say
did he give you
agree
any
or
justification?
disagree.
Did he give you any
Disagree.
justification?
Disagree / whack.
What? I don't know what this
It's not your favorite segment. You gotta understand it. Well, okay, for real though, Curry all around higher IQ, better teammate to have, better passer, better shooter.
Facts.
Yeah, the only thing Harden has over Curry is physicality, but I don't think that makes a big difference compared to what Curry has over him.
I mean, he's
Right,
healthier
so
than
they all
Curry,
have
but
that.
like what?
Good, I
Like
think, right?
what? Like playoff Curry is a beast, dude. Playoff Harden is like
Curry,
a bag of
Curry
chips,
without
bro.
KD has been busting Harden's ass for years and years and years.
Absolutely.
All right,
They're not
And-
comparable anymore.
that should be enough to tell you that Curry is better than Harden.
The only
Most
time
days.
you can say Harden is better than Curry is if you're saying purely this season, but that's just because Curry was injured.
And
Exactly.
this is something I don't like about the media nowadays is that you, in order to become relevant, you have to say these hot takes or whatnot. I don't really like it. That's why I stay away from some of this stuff that Kendrick Perkins is on. But this isn't even debatable. Curry is
Yeah, we're basically
way
like feeding
better.
off their
than
whole
Harden.
like.
But if you give Curry the amount of shots that Harden gets, would you guys, without a doubt in your mind, say that Curry would average the same amount?
I mean,
Because I would. Because I would.
I think he would. I think he would. I don't think he. In a way, with the opportunity he has. No. Okay, yeah. In that way, yeah. But
I think if Curry sacrificed his efficiency and his willingness to make his teammates better, I think he could average 36 on better efficiency than Harden. Take that for a hot take.
it's kind of weird to think about how Curry and like Clay are like veterans now for the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
They're officially veterans, which is like.
Isn't Derrick Rose actually younger than Curry? Right? They like,
Yeah. I saw that somewhere on Instagram.
That was like crazy to think of that.
That is.
so
Crazy how like they're. I could swear they were like rookies, like a day ago, but.
by the way, have you guys seen the video of Kendrick Perkins?
Dribbling.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on to our next question. According to Kendrick Perkins, Bill Russell is the most athletic player in the game. Vikram, can you give us the context of how you came up with this answer?
Yeah. So he put out a tweet. I don't know how recent it was, but he stated LeBron is the most athletic player in the world. And then Bill Russell checked him on Twitter. He's like, if I didn't play basketball, I would have been one of the top 2 track athletes in the world at the time. But I chose to play basketball. And then he just listed off how athletic he was in the game. And then Perkins is like, well, I just got checked by an NBA great. So my take now, Bill Russell is the most athletic player.
First of all, I don't like how Bill Russell like responded to that, you know? Like, if someone says, you know, person's more athletic, you can just take it, you know? You don't
Who
need
cares,
to.
dude? Let the old man have his fun, bro.
Let the legend
I'm
say
just
what he
saying.
wants.
I respect him as a legend, but the way that he put it, in a way, kind of. I kind of tasted a little salt right there.
It's a little petty, but
Little salt.
That respect on Bill Russell's name. He had to open people's eyes, you know?
I'm just saying I taste a little salt in there, you know, just a little
salt?
bit. Little shit.
Bill Russell isn't the most athletic
I
player
mean-
in the NBA.
What was that you said there?
A little salt right there.
Sorry, how many legends are there in the T-Wolves Hall of Fame?
There's gonna be one.
Sorry, how many? How many championships do the T-Wolves have?
We're about to get one.
How many?
Just
How
watch
many?
out.
How many finals appearances have the T-Wolves?
Alright, the last
in
time I
it?
checked, the Celtics lost against the last game.
Man, I
so
don't know.
remember.
Someone's gonna have to rejog my history on the T-Wolves, but I don't know.
You know what, Rick?
Both of you-
Your attitude right now.
This has changed to a Timberwolves versus Celtics argument.
yeah.
I don't
Once
know,
again,
dude.
once
I don't
again.
know why a T-Wolves fan is talking trash
Hey,
to a
hey,
Celtics
hey,
player, dude.
Guys, save it for the next episode.
Once we get a little.
Sorry, how many T-Wolves players were on all 4 of our
top
top 10 lists versus how many Celtics players, man? I don't know what I'm
I'm sorry,
talking
the
about.
Celtics were a much older organization.
Oh, that doesn't even matter.
So-
That doesn't even matter.
How does that? What do you mean? That means you had more opportunity.
How
getting, like,
successful
legends.
have the T-Wolves been since entering the league?
You're in Minnesota. No one wants to be there. It's an organization.
Oh.
Hey, you know what?
Oh.
You know, I just want to say, at least our fans are known as the associates. At least our fans don't brag about winning like 5 championships with only like 5 teams there. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, okay.
First of all, it was like 11 championships.
Yeah, it was like 11. My bad.
I mean,
But
you
there
you
was-
praised Bill Russell, but now you're talking trash to him, huh?
I mean,
What happened in that last podcast where you're talking about Bill Russell's a great rebounder and he was truly ahead of his time, and then you come out with all this sell whatever. I'm not gonna repeat what you said. Trash talk. We're getting a little bit off topic, but I just saying I don't know why T-Wolves a relevant fan is. I don't know. You can't talk trash on the Celtics.
Okay, now you're calling me irrelevant.
I respect the Lakers, which is why I debate with Lakers fans, but T-Wolves fans? I don't know, dude.
Dang, now you're a bandwagon?
I don't know,
The
dude.
respect is not. I'll tell you this, Raquel. The respect is not shared.
Hey, Lakers fans,
Detroit basketball.
I gotta respect you. I had a lot of your players on my top 10 list, a lot of them on my top 5.
Because it's a West Coast team.
Oh yeah, because your location determines everything, dude. Because
Yeah, it actually does.
the Cleveland Cavaliers are so great, dude.
I mean,
that's-
you know, like I'd rather want to play in California than Minnesota. No,
Exactly.
Minnesota.
There's a reason why LeBron
So
moved to
if
LA.
location is such a big thing, how come the Milwaukee
Location is
Bucks?
a big-
How come the Milwaukee Bucks are such a great team?
Because they have few gems. They found few gems.
Yeah, they
What do you
drafted
mean?
guys.
Yeah, and the T-Wolves have Karl Anthony Towns.
Compared to Giannis, he's not
What?
good.
The T-Wolves have a history of being a really bad organization.
Okay.
But we're getting a little bit off
I
topic.
do agree with that. We
Let's
could've got Curry, but
let's
they
save it
didn't.
for another podcast.
2 times actually.
In the same draft.
I'm sorry, dude, but T-Wolves are such an irrelevant team that I don't even know much history about them. Dude.
Whoa.
I mean, I know about
okay.
Kevin Garnett, but that's pretty much it. That's pretty much
And then
it.
the Celtics took him.
That's pretty
I
much
just want to
it.
say, okay, yeah, maybe that's where our beef kind of like rooted up. You know, you took our championship winner player. I mean, you guys didn't really take it. You kind of chose it. Yeah, they took our MVP.
All right, so let's get back on topic.
Can we all agree that Will Chamberlain is the most athletic player of all?
Oh, can we
Yeah,
actually?
yeah.
Actually,
How are you guys
yeah,
defining
I agree.
athleticism?
I agree with that.
How are you defining
I agree with
athleticism?
How am I defining athleticism?
Yeah.
Agility, speed,
Google.
strength, dominance.
Wait, don't worry, I'll Google this.
All right. I haven't really thought
Think
about
about
that. It's a good question, to be honest.
Some people say,
Athleticism, the physical qualities that the characteristics of athletes such as strength, fitness, and agility.
yeah, just like I said,
I mean,
it's sprinkled in a little
Strength,
confidence.
fitness, and agility.
Yeah,
Will Chamberlain was fast as crap.
apparently Will could lift more than Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was at age 50. Imagine
He
that.
had
Imagine
he had about 10,000 people.
He had a
body count of 10,000 people.
He had a 50-inch vertical too. That's insane.
Allegedly he did. They never actually calculated his vertical, but I would believe
I'm not surprised if he did.
I wouldn't be surprised either. For a giant, he was extremely fast. Track athlete, track star, you know? One of the
And
best in the country.
Didn't he play volleyball too?
Volleyball Hall of Fame.
Looks like he's like one of the best volleyball stars.
Like
And
I
body
said,
count of 10,000.
allegedly Arnold Schwarzenegger was scared to go to the gym with him because Luke would always lift way more than him. And he'd get jealous apparently. There you go. Take that.
So Raquel, what do you think? Do you think Wilk's the most athletic?
I haven't really thought about this, to be honest. I don't want to say anything and then forget someone, so I don't know.
It's a yes or no question, Raquel.
I'd say no.
No. Whoa, you got something more to add to that, Raquel?
I'm like once
So
again,
what
I
you
haven't
have?
looked into this topic that much, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, just no comment.
No comment.
He was
think we can
okay.
move on
Bill
to
Russell
the-
was athletic. I'll give him that. But I don't know if I don't know what.
I think we can move on to the next question.
All right.
Perkins was very emotional about this one. Katie apparently on Twitter called him a sellout. Is Perkins a sellout? Agree or disagree?
That's a little more murky waters.
I mean,
no,
I don't want to attack anyone, but
I don't want to attack Kendrick Perkins either. You know, he has all these clown takes,
yeah.
but I guess.
So you're agreeing he's a sellout, but you don't want to say it.
I mean, there's
I can see why Katie's thinking would be justified. He makes all these hot takes that he knows are pretty dumb, but he does it for the views and the money. So I guess technically he is.
I think we should cut to the meme of the Stephen A. Smith where it's like, well, we don't really have to say it. It may be true.
You're not wrong.
He's not
You
wrong.
don't have to say it.
I'm not gonna disagree with you. I'm just not gonna agree with you.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess it is kind of justified. But then again,
You didn't have to say it.
that would be really hard. You know, Kendrick Perkins played with Katie for a while, and like you said, I guess they were really close together. And yeah, I mean, I would get emotional too if one of my best friends, I guess, according to Kendrick Perkins, did call me out like that. You know, so I kind of justify Kendrick Perkins crying too.
So, Hamad, if one of us called you a sellout, what would you do?
Well, he has to have kids first, so I don't think it's happening anytime soon.
First of all, I'd have to have an emotional story to tell about you on ESPN, and then
he has to win a championship, and then with you.
And then maybe Wait, no.
Well, not with, but a championship and play with him, and just play with him.
Exactly.
I just want to move on to the funny thing that happened today. Not today, this week. So basically, on our Instagram, posted our OTB top 10 all time, right? And then there's one person named Abu the Great One commented on our post, and he's like, disgusting disrespect to the real GOAT, Wilt. And then Raquel was fast to respond by saying, just because he had good stats doesn't mean he is top 10. Gotta look at context, period. I like that period that you added there, kind of emphasized the...
I didn't write the word period, I just...
Well, I'm just saying...
Put a period.
Okay, you put a period.
But I don't understand why he has Wilt as a GOAT over MJ and LeBron. And he's...
Well, his response to you was...
You're gonna read that whole essay, man?
I'm gonna paraphrase it.
Alright.
He said, Raquel, not just stats, but he probably did more with less than anyone ever. Just looking at the championship count isn't a fair way to evaluate it. He played in an era with Bill Russell and Hall of Famers outside the starting lineup on his team, and he dominated Russell in nearly all of their matchups. Do you think Russell had a good team that he could back up with compared to Wilt? Did he have more?
I mean, okay. Can I just address what he's alleging here? He
Yep.
says I'm basing my list off championships. Yeah, I have Bill Russell as my sixth, something around there ranked player. I don't know where he's getting this information from. His next comment has some history that like he's manipulating it in a way to make his point, which I don't agree with. But can we just talk about how this?
Well, your whole reason why you didn't put Wilt was he was a ball hog. His stats were inflated. There was a lot of flaws behind the whole winning agenda of Wilt, right?
Basically, when I make my top
But then
10
OG
list,
Nets fans comes with the beautiful argument by saying, shouldn't championships be taken into account though? He's 2-4 in the finals compared to Magic's 5-4, who played against a very stacked Celtics team with Larry Bird. He also talked about how averaged less points per game, rebounds, but averaged more assists in 65 season compared to 64 and earlier. And he also talked about his second chip being only average with 14 points. But it also showed how he needed to do more than just fill up a stat sheet.
I just want to make it clear before all the allegations come, I am not OG Nets fan. I agree with some stuff in OG Nets fan stuff, but not all of it.
OG Nets fan has been an OG fan of OTB. I gotta say that.
I never
We
have
appreciate
had a burner account. Never will. Never. Like everything there is there. All my accounts are there. I have 2 OTB in my personal account. That's it.
Shady vibes.
But yeah. Once again, I don't really like how people
Raquel,
look
you
at
didn't
stats.
respond to him yet, though. You need to respond back.
Because I'm not gonna argue with
Bro,
someone
like-
who just like I'm not gonna argue with somebody. Like whatever.
Alright, so
I can't.
you use his argument though. Do you
At least-
think that
okay.
Wilt had less
How is he
help
putting-
than Bill
how is he-
Russell? Do you think his whole argument is that Bill Russell literally had a lot of help. Which is true.
It's true. You can't deny
I
that.
mean, okay, but what? But okay, but Bill Russell was the best player on his team. But I'm not saying. Okay, what?
Raquel, here's the thing you should have said. You should have talked about Wilt Chamberlain's help too, which he did have a lot. As much as
Yeah.
Bill Russell, of course, but
Yeah.
that you can't. It still doesn't take away the fact that he did have a lot more help than most teams in the league, even in his Sixers and Warriors days,
I mean,
all the way up to his Lakers days when he started playing with Jerry West and Elgin Baylor.
but
Okay,
I'm confused as to what point he's trying to make. Why is he bringing Bill Russell into the conversation when I don't have Bill
You
Russell
put
as a
Bill
GOAT?
Russell over him. That's why.
I mean, but
And basically, yeah, they're both basically like the rivals of the '60s, right? So it's,
I mean, I
it
guess
kind of
so, yeah.
goes without like,
Okay, wait. I just have a question.
yeah.
He said in his comment that he has Wilt as the GOAT, LeBron at number 2, and Jordan at number 3.
That's where I stopped reading his comments.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is why do you guys want me to respond to someone who has LeBron
I
over
mean, he had a good
MJ,
argument with Bill
and
Russell.
then
indeed.
Wilt
We want you to
Chamberlain.
respond because at OTB we respect everyone's opinions, even though we might not agree with.
I never disrespected him. I never called him out. I never said anything
Derek is the
disrespectful.
GOAT.
I never said anything disrespectful towards him. I don't like his opinion. I never attacked him once.
Good, that's good.
Good.
I never attacked him once.
I mean, you still should respond. You know,
He
kinda can't look
what did he
bad.
write about the flaws in
But,
LeBron in MJ? I asked him I forgot what he wrote.
We should like make this a little clip, you know.
Okay, he talked about how what was it? The flaws in Jordan's game. He couldn't shoot the 3 ball. Wasn't better than an average playmaker. And the flaws in LeBron's game. He was a below average free throw shooter. At times can turn it over too much. Hadn't developed a mid range post game until well into his career.
Well, Wilt was a horrible free throw shooter, one of the
Yeah.
worst all time.
Watch the film. Like they had to create a rule change because of how weird his freaking free throw shot was and what he would do. He would take like a giant leap at the free throw line just to make the freaking free throw shot. He lived during a time where they had the whole 2 for 3 thing, where you had 2 chances to make, or you had 3 chances to make 2 free throws. Well, what? Oh gosh.
Okay, but here, beyond that, the whole argument was based on Bill Russell versus Wilt Chamberlain, right? And
Yeah.
obviously, you could look at the stat sheets and you would immediately go like, yeah, Wilt Chamberlain put up more points and rebounds, so he's better than Bill Russell. But there's a problem with that argument, you know?
Okay,
Bill
well,
Russell's dominance went beyond the stat sheet.
let's look at James Harden. Puts up amazing stats. Is there any greatness towards James Harden's name? Not
Raquel,
really.
you always have to bring up James Harden.
He's
Best
one of the
shooting
greatest
guard. Best shooting
offensive
guard in the
players.
league.
He's one of the greatest offensive players in the league right now. But does that equate to championships, greatness, playoff wins? No.
Good point.
That's my main criticism of Wilt Chamberlain. Always had to manipulate in order to get what he
The
wanted.
thing is, the difference between Harden and Wilt is he won a couple rings while Harden has 0.
Yeah, but that was like late in the Wilt's career.
I mean, that's like, and that's another thing.
But for
He said that Wilt wasn't a ball hog. He stopped becoming much of a ball hog in his latter parts of his career. I'm talking about in order to be in my top 10 list, you got to have greatness throughout a large span of your career.
That's a good argument, Raquel, which I agree with. I totally agree with.
But
But then again, you look at players like Bird and Magic, you see that they weren't as dominant as some of the players on our list. But then again, both of them had short careers if you think about it. So
they had amazing careers.
exactly short, amazing careers.
but this was a
I guess at
longer.
the end of the day, if Wilt was more of a winner, I think I would comfortably put him in my top 5. But
Let's talk about Kareem a little bit.
isn't that
He has him over Kareem too.
Oh, yeah, he's the always 4.
He has
Oh my
over
God.
20 LeBron. That should say enough.
Look, Kareem is Simon's favorite Lakers player. Am I right?
Is he?
No,
Or was it Kobe?
Wilt or
Is it-
Kareem?
No, isn't Kareem your favorite Lakers player?
Other than Kobe, yeah.
I guess when you're a Lakers fan, you have a lot of options to pick from, huh?
Many options. A little too many options.
Yo, being a Timberwolves and
I wonder if you're a
Pistons fan,
T-Wolves
yeah.
fan. How many players
Well,
do
I
you have
mean,
to choose from,
Actually,
man?
back in the day,
Like
Pistons had
one?
good players.
Bad boy Pistons.
And the 2004 squad.
If you're a Pistons fan, you got a lot too. But you got
I
Isaiah
don't know
Thomas.
about KG. Like, ooh, Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, the Canadian Michael Jordan.
Oh, Andrew Wiggins.
Can
He's
you-
supposed to
can
be
you
the
ask me
next
this
GOAT.
question?
Oh, Andrew
Yes,
Wiggins.
sir.
But why is Ricky Rubio on the all-time Timberwolves?
On 2K. On 2K.
On 2K.
Oh, I don't know about 2K. Ronnie 2K has been going a little, I don't know what you're talking about. But, one day, I know before I die, the Timberwolves are going to win a championship. Mark my words, you kill.
Before you die.
When we're on
Buddy.
episode 733
You
season
turn
5.
17. You turn 17 tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, happy
So you're telling me.
Thank you.
So you're telling me. Within,
You know what?
I'm
Rick,
assuming.
come to my house tomorrow.
You're a pretty
and
healthy
so
guy.
You play with the Celtics, and I'll play with the Timberwolves, and I will destroy you tomorrow.
I'm not that good at 2K, but
Dude, I'll be completely honest with you. The Celtics.
Oh, not all
time.
time. Not all time. I'm not
I think the Celtics would destroy you.
No,
No, we're
no.
not.
Bill, trust me. The all-time Celtics, low-key, I don't even enjoy playing with them. Like, a lot of their players are so slow. It's insane.
Oh, yeah.
oh, but Ricky
Have you played
Rubio
with
is
the
on their
all-time
top.
Pistons?
Is our all-time list?
I'd rather use the all-time Pistons than the all-time Celtics.
I don't think I've ever played with all-time
Oh.
Celtics.
Yeah, I think
All-time Lakers are like the best to play with.
Yeah,
for my pick.
no question.
Or no,
So,
maybe
okay,
not.
Vickle,
For some reason, I
Vickle.
like playing with the all-time Warriors.
Vickle,
I like
I
the
have a
all-time
question.
Rockets. I like the
That's
all-time
probably my
Rockets.
favorite all-time team.
What?
I like the Rockets.
Yeah, Warriors are like. Yeah,
Harden doesn't miss a shot on 2K.
I like the
And then-
Spurs. Spurs are good.
Hakeem is so good.
Yeah, don't say that. We can't say that on the podcast. We can't talk about the Spurs thing good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what, Rick Hill? You know what, Rick Hill? I'm gonna say it live. Square up tomorrow. Celtics beat Timberwolves.
I'm not
Yeah,
that good at
okay.
2K, but whatever.
Just do it, Rico. Do it.
Do it for the culture. Do it for...
Okay, so you say by the time you die, though, T-Wolves will have a championship. How many championships
Yeah.
do you think the Celtics will have? Keep in mind, right now, Celtics are contenders. Not that big
You gotta
contenders, but
understand.
we got a bright future.
Who would
Our-
win in Minneapolis? Who would want to live in Minneapolis, dude?
oh, so you're,
You know,
but
the
okay,
Lakers used to be in
but you
Minneapolis.
guys have like an inability to build around Karl Anthony Towns.
I know, because no one wants to live in Minneapolis. We would have got D'Lo, but we would have got D'Lo way before
I'm talking about
we
trading.
got him from a
Talking
trade.
about trading,
Okay,
talking
I know
about
that.
drafting.
I know that, but
I'm talking about everything. You have one of the best centers in the league.
I mean, the trade that we did this season was actually really good. We traded like half our team, and now
Okay.
we won like.
I
Okay,
mean,
They actually have a
2020.
really good team. They actually have a pretty underrated team right now. The Timberwolves.
Yeah, right now we did.
How come you can't run the offense through Karl Anthony Towns and make it that successful like other teams are?
I mean, I think Karl Anthony Towns can carry the whole team or something.
He's that good where I believe he can.
I don't think he's got that potential yet.
When you have a terrible
Yeah.
coach like you guys do and a terrible front office,
Well, now
I'm
we
not
have the
surprised.
number one, and next season we're gonna be 8th in the West.
8th in the West.
Yeah,
8th in the
calling it.
West. 8th in the West with
Calling
the teams like the Pelicans, the Suns, the Kings, who by the way were kind of injured this year.
The new Warriors, the Lakers,
Warriors,
yeah.
the Lakers. That's a hot take. I'll keep you to it.
Oh, 8th in the West for the Wolves. I do expect a big
You know
jump,
what?
but
My prediction for the Celtics.
We'll see.
You know, I won't make a prediction. Whatever. I'll just hold
Do
it.
it. Do it.
I mean,
I
my
wanna hear
prediction is not going to be controversial at all. So like, what's the point? but yeah. Let's move on to our next segment.
We do have a next segment, right?
Right.
Oh.
Next segment is going to be a little controversial, but I just want to say whatever side we choose in this debate, we're doing it for the better of society. All right? I just want to make that clear. So the hot take is, okay, we all know many players don't want to play in the NBA, the return season right now, because it's ways away from the whole Black Lives Matter movement. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's better if players do play, that they give them a voice, or do you think it's better if, NBA isn't really in people's minds?
Before we start, I do want to make it clear that all four of us do understand that some players have coronavirus concerns, and we totally respect that. But we're just talking about the BLM stuff right now.
I also want to mention something else. There is no absolute right in this argument, right?
Oh yeah.
I just want to mention that. So our opinions might be different, but in the grand scheme of things, they're not absolutely right.
In the grand scheme of things, all we want is what they're fighting for, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. We just want the best possible. We just want the highest efficiency of conveying these ideas, right?
Exactly. And I'm one of the people that leans towards the side that they should use the NBA as a platform to promote BLM, and I think they could reach a much larger, wider audience than more so distracted. And hell, man, is LeBron one of the biggest advocates for all these issues in the world? Is advocating to play. I think that should say something to most players that it's possible that you can voice your opinion, you can spread your message through this large platform that is the NBA. Like Patrick Beverly said, if LeBron's hooping, then no one should be complaining. That's my take on that. But I understand I can't be absolutely right. There's definitely sides to this.
I'm kind of on the same boat. My opinion fluctuates. I do understand that when players do go to Orlando, they'll be forced to stay in the bubble, and they won't be able to go out and protest as much. But I do understand that also they can use their platform being on NBA television. There's going to be a lot of sports fans who have been deprived of sports for so long. They can use this platform to spread their values and stuff. But I don't know. I can't speak on it because at the end of the day, I'm not a player. I'm not an insider. I don't know what life is like as an NBA player. So I don't know what to say,
You know what I do think I should say? I mean, not I should say, but what I think of, I don't really understand what players are complaining about right now. The NBA is allowing them not to play, right? So, in a way, though, they're not really... People are saying, the NBA is being commercial now. All they care about is the money. All they care about is the revenue they're going to make. But we all know that right now, this year, the NBA made a loss, no matter if they continue the season or not, right?
Yeah.
Big loss.
And they're really allowing players to not play if they don't want to.
And by the way, the NBA, with all that stuff that happened in China and all that stuff, they're losing money, losing a lot of money. But I kind of that just raises my respect for Adam Silver even more. He's not chasing the bag and stuff like that. But yeah, continue.
He is trying to fight for what's right.
Yeah.
So you can't appreciate it. Even though
the whole NBA Instagram platform has been devoted to Black Lives Matter now.
Exactly. And we remember a while back when all the players were wearing the I Can't Breathe shirts, and that ended up being a huge promoter for the movement back then. So I believe it can do just as much help now. Most players would want to promote it. That's my take on it.
Yeah, exactly. So stop making the NBA this villain towards this whole movement and all that, because they're the ones who started this. They're the ones who started this 3-5 years ago. What?
I'm sure players can implement something. Like when Kobe died, they did the whole 24 shot clock violation, stuff like that. I'm sure players are creative enough to implement something into the game that has that big of an impact. Because I remember back when that stuff was happening, it was powerful in a way to watch these the 24 shot clock violations and stuff. I'm not saying you have to do that, but I'm saying there are other ways to implement this.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like I respect both sides. Yeah, someone will find a way.
Also, since we're talking about this, right, the whole NBA and the BLM connections, I think we have to bring up Kyrie. What do you guys? What do you guys think about Kyrie's recent comments towards resuming the season?
I gotta be honest.
Can you give more context here, because I kind of forgot about it. I'll go find the tweet, but Ricky, you said what you were saying.
I'll be honest. Behind closed doors, I was kind of trashing on Kyrie because I was a Celtics fan, but I gotta respect him. He's vice president of the NB, whatever the acronym is. Yeah. And he was just looking out for the people who don't have a voice, and not everyone gets to have a voice in that system. You know what I mean? So I understand, but I guess I just let the fact that I don't like Kyrie, to overcloud my judgment. But I respect Kyrie,
I have the tweet up if you guys want me to read it.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Kyrie said, "I don't support going into Orlando. I'm not with the systemic racism and the bullshit. Something smells a little fishy."
Now, here's the thing. Kyrie's mind is definitely, his intentions are definitely in the right place, right? He's on the side that, the NBA might distract from this, but I respect Kyrie for that, for trying to...
What I don't understand is what he's saying, I'm not with the systematic racism. Like, what is continuing with the NBA season related to systematic racism?
Systemic, not systematic.
I don't really, even though he is...
His reasonings make no sense, though.
His intentions are good.
I don't think Kyrie's not that good with words. When he, I talk about this all the time, when he returned to Boston and he was talking about how fans don't understand how he is, and he put that big thing on his Instagram story, and he was capitalizing words out of randomness, and he was making up these random metaphors that some people understood, some people didn't. He's not that good with words, so in a way it is sometimes hard to understand what he's saying. Another example is when he went on First Take when he first got traded to Boston, and they kept asking questions, and he would be so elusive with them. It made a meme about it. If you read the comment section of those videos, it's hilarious in my opinion. But I just feel like people hate on Kyrie too much. He's not that good with words, but his intentions are there,
Hey, Raquel,
which I respect.
Raquel, you're saying this. You're saying people hate on Kyrie too much.
Okay. Basketball-wise, I hate him.
One of the big reasons why,
as a vice president, I kind of respect.
One of the reasons why people don't want the season to continue, this is something said by Lou Williams. He said, "We are fighting for a radical change. Sports has been a healing factor. There, we agree. But in this climate, it's a distraction. I mean, look at your position. You're dying to get back in the house and drink a beer and watch this few opposed to being outside fighting for your equality." That's just one aspect of looking at it.
That is very understandable. I can definitely see where he's coming from. But once again, the NBA is such a massive platform.
Mm-hmm.
Millions of people, hundreds of millions of people are going to watch it across the world. Some places that may not be fighting for the movement as much as America or so, they could definitely spread the message there. But
someone in the comments said, even if World War III was happening, we would still want to sit at home and watch people hoop.
It is.
I mean,
that is the NBA for you.
Selfish NBA fans,
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call them selfish.
I mean, what I meant was obviously, the selfish side of me wants the NBA to return, but the reasonable side,
I can't deny it.
Like back when Corona was happening, yes, I wanted it to happen, but I didn't know if it should happen. But,
exactly. I thought about, there's a different aspects of looking at it. Like, I understand the people who want to continue it. They're thinking, wait, this is a bigger platform. We can spread ideas. But people who are against it are this just sways away from the real meaning of what we're trying to fight for.
And that goes back to the aspect that there is no absolutely right side.
Yeah.
There's advantages for both, there's disadvantages for both.
Yeah.
And only time will tell. Just like the whole NBA Orlando situation, only time will tell whether this will actually work out or not.
But at the end of the day, both sides have the positive intention of,
they have their hearts in the
Matter.
right place. Yeah. They have their hearts in the right place.
Whatever happens, I trust Adam Silver. He's been a great commissioner.
Oh yeah. Adam Silver has been an incredible commissioner. I think it's time for all of us to agree on that.
Yeah, he's been great. He's been pretty good. I respect him.
And anything else, Whipple?
I think that's it. There's one thing I wanted to mention real quick. So Bleacher Report mentioned a while ago that players like Donovan Mitchell, Carmelo Anthony, and Dwight Howard were players who were going to sit out. And then Donovan Mitchell responded, "Stop it." It's just kind of like,
yeah.
Media's like just
Yeah.
making this thing out of proportion.
That's just the media being the media, man. They're always, spreading lies here and there.
Yeah.
Even I think Woj, he put something out when it was like a few words from Kyrie, and then he put comma and then some weird adjective. I'm sure I can find it, but I can't find it right now. But I just don't like how sometimes the media twists things, makes assumptions, and then claims that they're the news. We here at OTB never do that, obviously. But yeah, it's just something I don't really
That's
like.
exactly why we didn't post that.
Yeah, we wanted to wait for the whole story to come out, but yeah.
That definitely would have been an asterisk that even I couldn't deny if that
Mitchell
happened.
sat out.
There's too many variables to be making assumptions. You know what I mean?
Any people who are confirmed sitting out that you guys know?
Well,
No.
I haven't heard of
Kyrie Irving for sure.
I think Dwight Howard.
Oh,
Dwight
Kevin Durant,
Lou Williams
his
for
Achilles.
Well, who knows? Who knows what Lou might do? We just talked about it, but at the end of the day, he might end up playing. He never confirmed that he wouldn't, absolutely.
Dwight Howard seems like he won't play though.
Oh, didn't
Oh, yeah,
Joe
Dwight
Ingles?
Howard.
I was gonna say Dick, but
Didn't Joe Ingles claim he's not playing anymore?
Yeah, Joel
Yeah,
Embiid he's not playing for the Corona.
Yeah, but that was a while back. It was like purely because of the coronavirus.
Yeah, the Corona situation.
I respect
Yeah,
that.
if you follow Joe Ingles, you know his wife is pregnant right now, and he has 2
Yeah.
little children. I
Yeah.
totally understand why he would.
Yeah, I totally respect
I
you.
think one of his.
Why he would want to play.
Yeah, I respect Joe Ingles.
Yeah, but I think that's it, boys.
I think that
Wrap it up. It's been a short little episode for you guys.
Wait.
Sorry
We
for
have
this.
one more. We have one more segment though. I really want to talk about this next segment.
We have another segment.
Yes.
Let's make it quick though. Let's make it quick.
All right. So it's June, June 21st at the time of this recording.
Oh.
It's
I
June.
apologize for I apologize for that. Oh my god, how did I say that?
I think we got to talk about Flight.
The goat himself.
Now he released a
expecting
video
it.
of him reacting to Cash Nasty, reacting to his video against FaZe Rug. So many of the things that Flight said was, I'm playing good defense, I'm playing injured. He didn't like how there were a lot of people getting in his way. He said
Facts. All of them are facts.
he said
Keep going.
he said just because he's tall doesn't mean that he has he can always drive, and he was talking about lowering his shoulder.
Well, you know that, right?
Facts. All facts.
He was talking about lowering his shoulder. I think that's it. He's talking about some other stuff.
He really said all of it.
I watched all the videos, dude.
Hey,
It's
man, I'm
it's
just waiting for him
interesting.
to play Bronny Rice.
So, what do you guys think about that? Do you really think that someone with the height advantage that Flight has, do you think that he should always be driving and blah blah blah, especially against someone like FaZe Rug who's 5 foot
Hey, if Flight thinks he should do it,
One thing I don't like
Just call.
One thing I don't like about when Flight was reacting to this video was, I feel like he's not open to criticism. And okay, I'm not saying that you always have to.
Character, buddy.
Right, he's just a YouTuber, right?
I know, yeah, but
it ain't that deep, Raquel.
it's not that deep. I
People are
understand that. but,
people are saying they feel bad for Flight losing and all that, but dude, he gained so much clout, dude. He got over 1 million subscribers just for the whole.
I don't understand. You're right. It's not that deep. I don't understand why Cash Nasty is
He
oh,
got
you need
trending. All of the songs that he was releasing before June was getting trending already.
yeah. But
He got so much money from this. It's insane.
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
mind. I don't really mind Flight saying like, "Oh, it's June. I'm gonna be doing that by June" and stuff like that. You know, I don't really mind that because it was all like a, not a joke, but you guys know what I mean. Like, it wasn't like cocky. You know what I mean?
He did get better. Can we just like say that? Because like I watched him. He's a lot better.
I mean, he was training with actual NBA trainers.
He's training with coaches. Yeah. And I see the improvement. And I think
I don't see why
Flight's-
Flight can't play basketball just to have fun. Like,
Of course he can. That's exactly why he plays Raquel, because it's fun. He enjoys it.
yeah.
You gotta remember he's a YouTuber too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sensing a little disrespect for the legend himself.
For the goat.
yeah, they're killed.
Wait, what? I'm not trying to disrespect him at all. I'm supporting him. Like, what?
First Uncle Daniel Malaysia, now this.
What?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Funny, it's coming from a Celtics fan as well.
Okay, and I think that about wraps up the episode for today.
I don't know what you said. I couldn't hear what you said, but
You'll hear it when you like. When you
Pretty West podcast. But
what?
the three.
Short little episode for you guys. Sorry if it was a little slow. You know, nothing's really happening.
Oh, and let us know how the audio is. We know it's a little bit of a step down, but we had a lot of technical difficulties. We had technical
Just testing
difficulties
things out
with
right
this
now.
one too. We'll move stuff around and we'll try to figure it out.
Yeah. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like. You know, it's a lot of time and effort that put into this podcast and all that. If you haven't already subscribe, I guess.
Leave
To
any suggestions in the
YouTube or
comments.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everything. We're on everything now. Everything, yeah, exactly. Just find us and like listen to us, I guess. And don't forget to follow our Instagram account, OTB_news, the fastest news source ahead of WOJ.
WOJ. Woj.
Yeah, but I guess that's it. Peace out, guys.
See ya.
All right, see
See
ya.
ya.